The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the PCW Tag Team Championship! Coming down the aisle, your PCW Tag Team Champions, the men of 2,000 holds, Natal and Steve!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 35 of Podcast Championship Wrestling, hosted by your podcast tag team champions of the world, the men of 2,000 holds, Natal and Steve. How you doing today, Steve?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited. Wrestlemania is coming up next week.
Yeah, we've been on the road to Wrestlemania since January.
It's a long road.
It's a long road.
Detours,
roadblocks. Yeah, but we're finally here. This Sunday is the granddaddy, WrestleMania 32, AT&T Stadium, but that's not all that's going to happen this weekend. We're also getting NXT Takeover Dallas, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Takeover events are always really fun. It feels really close to WrestleMania.
Very close, but I kind of like it. It kind of has that SummerSlam NXT Takeover Brooklyn feel. And I like that because I do believe NXT deserves that type of push, especially being so close to like WrestleMania, which is one of the big four. And it's the biggest out of the four.
Yeah. And like wrestling's on the brain around the time, so it's a good time to get eyes on to the product, so that is kind of cool. But yeah, it's been filled with wrestling. We went to a house show this past weekend.
Yeah, we did. We did a lot. But before we get into the house shows and NXT and WrestleMania, if you want to contribute to this podcast, the So Says Natal podcast, or the Fight Your Rival podcast, email me at sosaysnatal@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at SoSaysNatal1, Instagram.com/SoSaysNatal, Facebook.com/SoSaysNatal, and don't forget you can find the PCW podcast, the one you're listening to right now, and the So Says Natal podcast on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and iTunes. SoundCloud.com/SoSaysNatal podcast. That's what you write in. PCW and So Says Natal will be up there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, give us 5 stars, help the algorithm, all the things I say every week. I'm sorry I have to say it every week, but we get new listeners every week. So if you're a new listener and this is the first time listening to an episode of PCW, welcome. Welcome to PCW, and I hope this is a good first episode for you to start off with. No, it will be a great episode for you to start off with.
I don't care.
I know you
I hope it's a terrible episode for them.
I hope so too, but I was trying to be optimistic because I already knew what path you were going down. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into this house show. This house show is in good old New York City, a WWE live event in Madison Square Garden. You can't get more WWE than Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's always fun, and like I love the arena. I'm a big Rangers fan, so there's just always like that kind of love that goes into it too. So anytime I get to go to the Garden, I'm always excited. And this weekend was no exception, and I was hoping to have a lot of fun, and I think we had a lot of fun this weekend.
We had a blast. The only unfortunate thing was Daniel Bryan wasn't there, and it wasn't Daniel Bryan night, but he needs the time. He is injured, he is suffering from a lot. So we understand it was a little upsetting, but hey, the man's got to do what he got to do.
Yeah, and it was just a really good, solid show regardless. Not just the wrestling, but just some of the stuff surrounding us that it's part of the reason why I enjoy wrestling so much, and I'm sure you too. There's this kid next to us just losing his mind the whole night.
He was like, what, 7, 9?
Something like that, probably like 7.
Yeah, he was losing his mind. It was awesome. He was there with his grandmother. It was his first wrestling match ever. So normally that would probably upset us, this little kid just screaming and yelling, but I was like, no, this is his first match. He's pumped. He has his little $30 WWE World Heavyweight title. I was like, let him scream for whatever he wants.
And he was, man. He chanted for like Batista during the Ryback match.
When Batista wasn't even there, he was going, let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
I had him doing both sides of the taunt.
It was amazing. For every match, every single match, he has something to say.
Yeah, and that kid was all about the Usos. Like they were the ones he was like super excited to see. Yep. And when they came out, he lost it.
Yeah, he lost his mind. He was screaming "Us." You were contributing the O to the Uso, which was awesome. Helping the kid out with his screams and his chants. He was awesome. He totally made my night. Like he was screaming, "Let's go Divas! Divas suck!" And making up Usos, and he was like Uso Mara. Let's go Uso Mara. I was like, okay, that's the third Uso I never met yet. But it was okay. It was fantastic. And
the card was really cool, too.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We showed up like a little late. we missed a little bit of the first match, but what we saw was really good.
It was
Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz.
Which, when on paper, I'm like, eh.
Like, I've seen it. I don't really care.
But live, for some reason, they really put on a show for us at MSG. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, it was cool. The only thing I didn't like is I hate Ziggler tuning up the band for Sweet Chin Music because he's already like Shawn Michaels Jr. At this point. But it was a really entertaining match, and the finish was really cool with Miz taking a super kick while he was coming off the top rope.
Yeah.
And that got the night off to like a really cool, fun, exciting start. And then the next match kind of kept that going. It was Kalisto against Rusev.
Oh, man, it was great because Lana was there. And we got to hear a Lana promo, which was awesome.
Yeah, we haven't heard one in so long.
Yeah.
It was really good, and you forget how good she is. And, you know, she did the cheap heat of just like tearing into the local sports team, but she was tearing into the Knicks, and I hate the Knicks, so I was just like, all right, this is awesome.
Yeah, I agree with Lana.
Yeah, and Rusev's flag was priceless with like his face on it.
Yeah, a Bulgarian flag with his face screen printed in the center. It's so good.
It was fun, and it was a good, fun match, you know. Kalisto jumped around, and Rusev, you know, looked brutal when he needed to look brutal. And it was just a fun match. Kalisto won in the end, but it's, you know, who really cares who wins at the end of a house show?
Really, nothing's major is going to happen at a house show. Like we said before, Bob Backlund ain't going to be getting pinned by Diesel anytime soon.
Yeah. One thing I thought was cool is, like, the crowd was really into the Lucha chants. Like,
yeah, they were throwing their fingers up in the air for Lucha. Lucha, Lucha, Lucha.
Yep, there was this little girl in front of us who was doing that, too. And then, like, she noticed that we were looking at her do it, and she stopped doing it. Like,
yeah, whatever. She upset me. Her and her whole family just bothered me the entire night. They were mad because people were screaming and yelling and having a good time. Like, what do you expect at a sporting event?
Exactly. And then the next match kind of bled over from the Kalisto match because Ryback came out and, you know, put the boost to Kalisto. And then Sin Cara comes out and just, like, gets destroyed by Ryback for, like, 5 minutes or something like that. It was the least fun match on the card.
It had a transition from one match into the other, and we could care less about it. It was what I really didn't care.
Yeah, but we cared about the next match, which was actually a pretty good match. It was what's left of Team Bad against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks, which was really cool.
That match was really good. It was great to see all those girls live. I haven't seen them live in quite some time. I think the last time we saw Sasha, no, she was on the main card. She wrestled at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. But the last time we saw her, like, really, really wrestle, she was the NXT Women's Champion. So it was awesome to see her live. Yeah, that match was a lot of fun. Both Diva matches of the card, you know, for the card that night were exciting. And I really enjoyed the finish, you know, with Sasha putting Naomi in the bank statement and Becky putting Tamina and the Disarmer. You know, it's really cool.
Yeah, those double submission move finishers always look really cool. And it was a nice surprise because we knew some of the card going into the event, but we didn't know everything. So that was one of those matches that wasn't on the card. It was like, all right, this is cool. This is people that we wanted to see. And New York was like super hot for Sasha.
We love her. Even though she's from Boston, we don't care. That's the boss.
The other match was my beer break match, which was the Wyatts, and it was Strowman and Rowan against Big Show and Kane.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Yeah, I don't think I missed much, but it made for the highlight of the night for you, because while walking around and all the cool merch was sold out, I had to get myself a Roman Reigns glove to give to you.
Yeah, and I didn't want it. I threw it back at you. I honestly thought you found that on the floor, because I know you are not in your right mind if you spent money on a Roman Reigns glove.
Oh, I was a little drunk. I kind of wasn't in my right mind.
No, I hope you regret it.
I don't regret it at all.
I hate that glove. I hate that glove so much. And it's here right now in the studio. And it's
here next to
it. It's frustrating. No, next to you. Not to me. I don't want to see it. Keep it hidden.
But the night rolled on to like an intermission, and then we had Charlotte versus Natalya.
Which was awesome. They've been wrestling a lot on TV as of late, but they had about a good solid maybe 10 minutes or so. And man, they were on point. What a very, very entertaining match.
Yeah, like it was essentially what we saw at Roadblock, but what we saw at Roadblock was fun.
Yeah.
So I was glad to see it there, and it was cool for me because I'd never really like seen Ric Flair in the flesh before. Yeah. So it was cool when he came out. I was actually really pumped to see him, and then I kind of got over it, and I'm like, cool, you know, Charlotte versus Natty's coming up, and yeah, it was a fun match. And then after that, we had a triple threat tag team match, which wasn't bad. We had the Dudleys against the Usos against the New Day.
That was a good match. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot lot of like pandering to the crowd and like playing along with one another, like with Xavier Woods getting hit in the back and it really hurting and him overselling it, and then Devon hitting him in the back to tag him in, and he grabbed the mic in the middle of the ring in the match, and he's like, "I'm leaving. Don't you guys realize like my back hurts and you guys keep hitting my back?" And then they like grabbed him and hit his back some more. So the match was very entertaining in that sense. I feel like they really put on a show. It was quite different. I haven't been to a house show in a while, so it was quite different from like how SummerSlam Raw and NXT was. Those felt scripted, not scripted in the sense like I knew what was going to happen, but they felt very organized and structured. And these matches seemed like they had a little more freedom. They didn't have to stick to a certain like card or structure, and that's why I like that most about this house show. And I could really see that in, like that New Day triple threat match. Yeah.
And it had its like cool spots also that you imagine you would see in like a triple threat tag team match with these guys involved. So it was a lot of fun. Didn't like Coachman end up coming out?
Yeah, that was random. The same thing happened on Raw. Yeah, he came out with Bootios and danced with the New Day. I was like, okay, that's odd. It was cool to see the coach, but other than that, it
didn't do much for you.
No.
All right, but I know the next one did a lot for you, and it was the Intercontinental title on the line with Kevin Owens against AJ Styles.
What an amazing match. First off, it's great because the finish of the match, Kevin Owens won, and he won clean.
Yeah.
And that was great. That was a highlight of the night. But not only that, but it was AJ Styles' first time wrestling in MSG, so that's pretty big.
Yeah, because it's MSG, it's a pretty big deal, so it's cool to be there for that. And like we get to say, we saw AJ Styles wrestle at MSG for the first time. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, against Kevin Owens, our current Intercontinental Champion.
And we lost it when Kevin Owens came out, man.
Yeah. We didn't scream much the whole night, but I think both of us lost majority of our voice just from the intros to AJ and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but it was easily the match of the night. It was kind of along the lines of, like, again, what we've been seeing on Raw, which is very entertaining. So to see it live was really good.
Especially with no interruptions. It was just them the entire time, which I like.
And I was actually figuring there'd be like a DQ finish or something like that, since it's a house show. But no, Kevin Owens went over clean, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then the main event of the evening, which was something I know you were excited for.
Not really for the whole main event, just one of the players in the main event.
So you're still excited for the main event, which was Sheamus and your WWE
all of our current WWE
Triple H against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose.
You loved Roman Reigns.
No.
You had your glove and all ready. You were super pumped and psyched.
Yeah, I had my glove on, and I was motioning for the Superman punch to the entire crowd, but I was not excited for Roman Reigns.
Well, I was excited for our current WWE World Heavyweight Champion Triple H. He looked fantastic. The intro was great. The water was fantastic. Everything about it was just unbelievable. It just made me happy. It was great to hear Roman Reigns get yayed and booed at the same time, and then perpetually just booed.
Yeah, it was kind of like a mixed reaction when he came out, but near the end, he was just getting booed.
My favorite was when Dean Ambrose finally does a hot tag with Roman, and the crowd screams because it's a hot tag, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
And then once they realized it was Roman coming in for the hot tag, they went instantly to boos. Which was hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, but yeah, they were not behind. We were not.
Yeah, we were there. I was booing.
Yeah, me too. So
I was one of those ghosts. I was booing, but
the entire New York crowd really wasn't behind Roman Reigns, which is going to be weird come WrestleMania.
Yeah, really, really weird. I mean, we even saw it on Monday Night Raw this past Monday because it was at the Barclays, so the same New York crowd, booing the crap out of Roman.
Which was very fun to see.
Yeah, but the main event was fun, and, it ended with, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns triumphant.
Yeah, Roman Reigns speared Sheamus, got the win.
Got the win, and then they took a lot of photos with the crowd and stuff like that, and everyone started leaving MSG, which it was what it was, but it was a great night. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I want to do more house shows as much as possible. I mean, there's one coming up in July, but SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So SummerSlam trumps.
Oh, totally.
Trumps
Priorities.
Yeah, we have priorities.
I like the idea of going to all these shows, but I can't afford to go to all these shows.
No, we really can't. And if you guys want to go to SummerSlam also, don't forget SummerSlam tickets go on sale, I believe, this Friday or Saturday.
Don't tell them that.
Well, it's too late. By the time this goes out, we already got our tickets. So if you want to meet the Men of 2000 Holds live in Brooklyn at the Barclays. It's SummerSlam. Buy your tickets and then come say hello. And we'll tell you to mind your business. Totally joking. No, we won't. Probably. Depending on the sun and where it's located. All right, so the house show's gone. It is out of the way. It is part of the road to WrestleMania. And before we get to WrestleMania, we need to do a takeover. An NXT takeover, and this one in Dallas. NXT is taking over Dallas, Steve, when we have the card right here, and we're going to share it with all of you out there in the podcast world. So
it should be fun, because it's a good sounding card.
It's a really good card. So let's start off with the first match, the match none of us could wait for, which is Apollo Crews versus Elias Sampson, the Drifter himself.
I don't like Elias Sampson, but I mean, every takeover kind of has like that one kind of match like this, so I'm not like super upset about it. It's still like Apollo Crews, so yeah. I mean, at least Sampson's involved in a story, and he's not just beating people and posing in matches.
Right he's now. In a story with Apollo Crews?
I believe so. Oh. Like Apollo Crews beat him or something like that.
Yeah,
didn't he?
I think so.
I think that's what led into this match.
Okay, whatever. So that's gonna happen. I hope Apollo Crews wins.
Yeah, me too. Apollo Crews. Totally.
Yeah. So the next one is Shinsuke Nakamura making his NXT debut against Sami Zayn. And he was part of the Bullet Club. He's one of those other Bullet Club members that slowly crept their way into the WWE.
Yeah, of course. You know, you make a little bit of buzz somewhere else. Vince wants to take him and pull him in. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm sure the match will be completely entertaining. I don't really care who wins. I guess Shinsuke, since Sammy seems like he's on his way up to the main roster. Got to make the new guy look good on his way in. Yeah,
I think Shinsuke. Definitely, since Hideo Itami's still injured. You know, they need him.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, right? You forgot about him. He's still injured. So, obviously, I want Shinsuke to go over so he looks strong in his NXT debut. Next match is another NXT debut. There's a lot of debut matches this time around, and it is Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah, they should be fun. I like Austin Aries. I haven't, like, seen a ton of his work, but I've seen a good portion from, like, some Ring of Honor and TNA stuff, and I've always been thoroughly enjoyed by Austin Aries. You know where I stand on Corbin, but I guess working with Aries, it'll be good for Aries just because Corbin's kind of like an established guy. I really want Austin Aries to win this match, but it should be fun. Aries' offense is really cool.
Unlike you, I'm not familiar with Austin Aries' style, so I'm actually pretty interested to see. I would like to do some research and back history about him, but I want to kind of be surprised at TakeOver Dallas. And of course, since it is his match that, you know, since it is his debut match, I would like him to go over as well. Especially since when he was being introduced in NXT by Regal, Baron Corbin came out and attacked him. And was like, how you like that, Regal? And then Austin Aries was like, yo, let me get that. And now
Regal was like, all right, you can have it. I thought that was a cool way to introduce Aries, too. Like, oh, who is this guy? And Baron Corbin just comes in and beats the crap out of him.
And automatically you're interested because why did Baron Corbin just attack this guy? He just showed up and started waving.
Yeah.
So it makes it very interesting. Kind of like Kevin Owens attacking Sami Zayn the night he wins the NXT title.
You think it was that dramatic, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn?
No, a slight comparison.
Oh, all right.
It wasn't a spitting image. It wasn't. It wasn't
a spot there.
No, not at all. Get out of here. Kevin Owens is the greatest. Nothing matches him. All right. So since we're talking about the champions, let's talk about the 3 NXT titles, and they're all up for grabs.
All of them.
All of them. And the first one is the NXT Tag Team Champions, which is the Revival, Dash and Dawson, versus American Alpha, which is Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. That's their tag team names, The Revival and American Alpha. They finally got tag names. I love them. They're good names.
Yeah, the names fit both teams pretty well.
What do you want to happen at this match, Steve?
I just want to see a really good match.
You are going to see a really
right
good
now,
match.
this is one of the matches that I'm really excited for because I like the Revival's attack style where they pick a body part and work on it. Yes. I think they work really well as a unit together. They're really fun to
like their towels.
You like their towels? Do you like their old school like satin?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then American Alphas, they're just very entertaining on both sides. They're like, you know, a spectacle when they talk. They're really funny, but they're really entertaining in the ring and they're solid.
And I love the way to set up. Like Chad Gable does most of the work, and Jason Jordan comes in to do the cleanup. Like he's the bigger, faster guy who I really like, and Chad Gable shows off, you know, his wrestling technician skills. Like his submission skills are awesome.
Yeah. It should be a really entertaining match. This is a tough one where like to pick who I want to win just because because I like the Revival as strong heel champs, but I just really like Jordan and Gable right now. They're just so hot right now. It's like, why not put the tag titles on them? So I guess Jordan and Gable, I want American Alphas to go over.
It's difficult for me to say I want American Alpha to go over because I feel like Enzo and Cass should have won the NXT titles before American Alpha. They've had so many chances, and there's so many times I thought they were going to win it, but they haven't. And for American Alpha to win them before Enzo and Cass would be kind of upsetting, because then it worries me that Enzo and Cass may never win the titles, and they'll end up just going to the main roster without having the NXT title at least under their belt.
Yeah, that would be a shame, because I do love Enzo and Cass. Like, from the way they talk to just the way they work in the ring, I'm a fan of the two of them, and I would like to see them as tag team champs. If their program had bled over to this and like they were fighting again, I would totally be like, this time around, like, oh yeah, I want them to win, as opposed to London, where it was like, oh, it's still kind of early, so I want the Revival to keep the titles.
And they did, and now they're up against American Alpha. I mean, if Enzo and Cass don't get another shot, then I want American Alpha to win, because I enjoyed the crap out of them.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're a lot of fun. So the next title up for grab is the women's title, and this match is going to be awesome. I've been waiting for this match since she showed up at NXT, and that is Asuka trying to go for the gold against Bayley.
This match, I'm super pumped for.
This
is the match I'm probably most excited for on the card. Again, it's one of those things though. Like I'm just such a fan of Bayley that like her name's on there. I'm already kind of most excited for her match. And Asuka's proven that she can go in the ring. She's a really entertaining character right now. So it'd be really cool to see where they go with the story between them and what kind of match they can have.
I could only imagine. And this is the first match that I actually feel worried for Bayley since Sasha.
Really? Nia Jax didn't
do anything. Alexa Bliss, not even Eva Marie and the shifty referee and the other referee. None of that stuff. Even Carmella. Like, the Carmella one was fun and entertaining.
Well, it was a cool story.
It was a cool story, but that's it. But now, Asuka, I'm worried. Bayley could lose. And I kind of don't want Bayley to lose, because I want Asuka to win the NXT title, but I feel that Bayley should beat her, and Bayley to be really defined as the best NXT women's champion of all time, because she's defended it almost against the entire roster.
Everybody.
Like,
I think that would be really cool, too.
That would be awesome. She's slaying everyone except, like, the new people, like Billie Kay or whatever, the Venus Flytrap people. So, besides those women, every other one that matters right now.
Yeah, like the more established women of NXT. I kind of want to see that happen, too. Just, like, a really strong legacy for her, because she's worked her ass off. And
she deserves
really good.
Yeah, she always seemed like she was a step behind Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte. Not in skill, just for some reason, always a step behind. And now, since they're on the main roster, she's carrying the NXT women's division, and she's doing a great job.
She is doing a great job. And, at the beginning, you were just kind of like, well, it's just going to be her. And now, there are some other players around. But I still feel like she's kind of like the best definition of what should be the leader and, the top dog in the women's division.
I agree. I mean, Asuka, she would still need to work on her mic skills.
Yeah, she can't talk.
Her English isn't really all there. So it'd be very difficult for her to be NXT champion and to actually, like, hold the mic and, like, get into feuds and stuff.
Yeah, she don't have to say much. She looks, she smiles. She'll express whatever she's trying to say in, like, 3-4 words, and people go crazy.
She'll eat her mask, and and then people call it a day, and she'll walk around with the title with her crazy, weird, like, toe feet shoes.
Yeah. But I think it'd be really cool after where, the whole story was Bayley clutching... The whole story was Bayley scratching and clawing her way to the top. I kind of like the idea of now that she's on top, she's able to stay on top for a while, just like, she's that good.
Yeah, and I want Bayley to go over as much as I would love Asuka to win the title. I want Bayley to go over. Let Asuka win it maybe on a rematch or something. But as of right now, I still want Bayley to hold that gold. She deserves it.
I agree. That's silver. It's not gold. Unless it's like white gold.
Same thing. It's white gold. Let's just go with white gold.
White gold?
I like to call the titles gold titles.
Of course, because they should always be gold.
Saying silver or copper for like the tag titles is so
giant pennies.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But let's not talk about stupid things. Let's talk about awesome things. And the next awesome thing we're going to talk about is the main event for NXT TakeOver Dallas. And that is for the NXT Championship, which is your current champion, Finn Balor, the Demon, versus Samoa Joe. Well, we got it, Steve. We got
our rematch from London.
And Samoa Joe's going to win this one.
Yeah, I really want Samoa Joe to win this one. The only thing I want to see more than that is I want to see, like, Demon Cowboy Finn Balor. I called Demon.
You did call Gargoyle. Yeah, you did call Gargoyle in London. So you think he's gonna have a cowboy demon on his back?
I really hope he. I hope his head is like he's got like a Stetson on, but the top is like cut off and his demon dreads are coming out from the top of it.
Cool.
I think that would be really cool.
I wanted to have chaps like Shawn Michaels with like guns, like demon guns, like spray painted on the sides of the chaps.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I hope WWE's listening and they're making this suit right now because like a demon John Wayne coming to the ring, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be the highlight of Takeover right there.
Demon John Wayne.
Oh man, but I'm really looking forward to this match. It seems like there hasn't been a lot of time to build between Joe and Balor, just because Joe and Zayn was stretched out for so long. But the story's kind of just built in. I took you to the limit at London. I want my rematch. I got my rematch.
And Joe's been randomly appearing on NXT and interrupting segments and just to scream at Balor and at the camera. So letting him know he's serious and he means it. And I think Joe really means it this time. And I think they were really ready to give him the title. He definitely deserves it. I don't know where this leaves Finn. Obviously, he'll go with a rematch and then Joe will beat him again at the rematch. And does he shoot to the main roster after that? Does he start doing a tag with someone else in NXT? Like, what goes on? Does he start working with Shinsuke Nakamura?
I mean, maybe they have history, going to New Japan. You kind of don't know where you would go with Finn because, I mean, normally from what we've seen for the most part, you drop the title, you move up.
Yeah, you get promoted, you graduate.
Yeah, even Zayn, Zayn was hurt. So he was gone for a bit, but when he came back, he had a little tiny run, you know, in chase mode, and now he seems to be on his way up.
And I think they did that just to make sure he was 100% injured, because I bet you if he didn't blow his arm out before he even fought John Cena, he would have been on the main roster.
Yeah, probably sooner. And then usually a guy kind of tends to debut right after WrestleMania. I think Neville was the guy last year.
Last year was Neville.
So Balor seems like the kind of guy that they might be able to bring up. The roster's kind of thin with, A, the way they've positioned people in the past, and B, just the ton of injuries that they have. So Balor would be an interesting character to bring up. So you can have Joe walk around with the title for a bit. It kind of brings a little bit of legitimacy to to some of the better known names, because you see a Rhino or Samoa Joe. Initially, you're just yeah, it's cool that they're in NXT, but they're just there to put the young guys over. But you put the title on Samoa Joe, it's just all right, so anybody can be an NXT champ, not just some of the younger guys.
Yeah, and they, like I said, he's held gold in TNA and in Ring of Honor. He had a great. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, you know Samoa Joe's accolades. There's no point spelling them all out on this podcast. So it'll just be great to see him hold some type of WWE gold. So far, his first of many, in my opinion. I don't want it to be his only.
And also, just his attitude when he's champ is always really cool. So, why not have that Samoa Joe walking around NXT?
And then what's great about that, then when he loses the title and he gets promoted, then we could get some Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe for the WWE World Heavyweight title, because by that time, Kevin Owens will be WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
And also, Finn Balor's just a babyface. We've had the babyface champ for a while now, so it'd be nice to have the dynamic of the heel champ with the face guy in chase mode again.
Yeah, we had it with Owens, and Owens was fantastic. He was so good. They bumped him up while he was still holding the gold.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Owens. So that is your card for NXT TakeOver Dallas. It is this Friday.
This Friday at 10 o'clock.
Wow, that's so weird. I guess the timing,
It's 8 o'clock in Texas.
Yeah, so 10 o'clock, our time, good old New York time, on the WWE Network. Only on the WWE Network.
Only.
Get it. It's $9.99 or it's free for this month. The first month's always free.
Yeah, the first month when you subscribe,
it's like a street pharmacist. The first one's always free. So
it's smart, but it's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
We watch it so much. It's on right now behind us.
Yeah, we're watching WrestleMania 18 right now.
They're building up Ric Flair versus Undertaker right now.
That was a good match.
Yeah, that was an alright match.
Yeah, I didn't say great. It was good.
No, I know.
But we got to take a quick commercial break. Not because we want to watch that match.
No, because we got to argue about it.
We're going to argue about it during the commercial break. But when we return, you won't know who won the argument, but you will find out the card for WrestleMania and anything important that happened on the Go Home show of Monday Night Raw this week.
You can catch Natal on 3 separate podcasts. Yes, 3. You can catch him on Fight Your Rival with Michael Andronico, Podcast Championship Wrestling with the other half of The Men of 2000 Holds, Steve, and So Says Natal podcast. You can find all 3 podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. And you can follow him on Twitter at SoSaysNatal1, on Instagram at SoSaysNatal, and on Facebook, facebook.com/SoSaysNatal. You can support any of the podcasts by sending your comments, questions, and suggestions to sosaysnatal@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe across all platforms. You have just been educated.
Welcome back to episode 35 of Podcast Championship Wrestling, hosted by the Podcast Tag Team Champions of the World, the Men of 2000 Holds. Now, we gave you NXT TakeOver Dallas. We're going to give you the WrestleMania 32 card. It's a big WrestleMania. It has one of the biggest kickoffs in history.
Yeah, the kickoff is long. Like, there's a lot of matches on the kickoff show. The card is super long. The build hasn't really been the greatest. You know, some stuff has been cool. There's been spots here and there, but I know I'm going to wake up early. It's going to be like Christmas Day. I'm going to wake up early Sunday morning. I'm going to be too jacked up on coffee. I'm going to be spinning around the house like Macho Man singing his theme song. Like, I'm still going to be super excited on Sunday just because it's WrestleMania. And it's cool because you're coming over for WrestleMania.
Yeah, we're going to have a WrestleMania party. The Men of 2000 Holds are going to celebrate the
and
right
you're
way.
not invited.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Your invite got lost in the mail because we never sent it. But that's okay. You can still watch it by yourself at home if you wish, or if you have friends and family that care about you.
But yeah, I mean, we might as well start going over this card because it's long.
It's long. It is. And whatever we are interested or whatever I'm interested in, I am going to say I am and why. Because there's just so much to go over. So the first match we got is the Usos versus the Dudley Boys.
I mean, I'm not really super pumped story-wise as to what's been going on.
But they've had a story.
Yeah, which I guess is something. It's cool, again, just, you know, that the Dudleys are heels. It'll be cool to see the Dudley Boys at WrestleMania again, because when was the last time they've been around?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Still kind of a shame because of how hot they were coming out of SummerSlam, and they're on the WrestleMania kickoff show.
Yeah, but at least they're there nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, remember they were on, like, the Royal Rumble kickoff show, and they didn't even win. They didn't even get into the Rumble.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Yeah, poor guys.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to lose to the Usos and make the Usos look good with their rubber legs.
Yeah, they probably will lose. But I want them to win. But it's the kickoff show. It's WrestleMania. It's early. Depending on when that match shows up, you kind of want to start the crowd off, like, really pumped. And usually that starts off with a babyface win. So. Yeah. We'll see, but I personally want the Dudleys to win.
Same here. Next we got on the card is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Cool. They made it seem like a big deal at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
You know, you thought it was going to be a big deal because Cesaro won it, and, you know, we were all excited, and it just fizzled into nothingness. And then
because Big Show won it.
Yeah, and well, I'm just talking about, like, Cesaro now. Yeah. But because, like, all that started from the Battle Royal win. And then, Big Show won it last year, and you're like, whatever. And it got moved to the kickoff show last year. It was, like, on the actual card at WrestleMania 30, so it felt like a big deal. I don't even know who's in this.
The Social Outcast, that's all I know.
Yeah, and I'd imagine, like, Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's in the match. I'm going to pick Tyler Breeze to win the match just because why not? Because I don't know who's in it. I don't really care. It's going to be a lot of kicks and punches and nothing but that at the beginning until there's about like 5 people left.
Yeah, Big Show and Mark Henry will probably be in there.
Oh, I'd imagine that. Jack Swagger. You know, all those random names that, you know, we kind of like as performers, but we've had no reason to get behind. Like, that's what the Andre the Giant Battle Royals turned into.
And something else we can't get behind is this Divas tag match, and it just came out of nowhere. So we have the Total Divas, which is Paige, Brie Bella, Natalia, Alicia Fox, and Eva Marie. Remember when they all hated each other?
Yeah, also Eva Marie.
Eva Marie.
First, she's a good guy, and
she's a good guy now. At least for a kickoff show, she's a good guy.
Why would you? I just don't understand how you cast her as a good guy. I get it. They're all on the show, Total Divas. It's another one of those awful Total Divas matches.
Yeah, they probably booked this for the show.
Yeah, I imagine, just because the ratings have been like slipping hardcore for them. But still, I can't wrap my head around it. Eva Marie is a face. But all right, so we have them against who? Who are they fighting?
Bad and Blonde.
Oh,
so we got Emma, who showed up on Raw.
That's cool.
So I don't know if she's on the main card now or again. Her and Eva Marie are just NXT wrestlers that are being borrowed for this match.
Yeah, but hopefully Emma stays up because this new change, to her character since the last time she was on the main roster.
I love the new Emma.
Yeah, the new Emma's awesome. So hopefully it means good things.
So next to Emma, we got Lana. So she's actually going to wrestle.
Oh, that's good. I don't know how to feel about that. I think Lana's a great mouthpiece, but I've never been interested in seeing Lana in the ring. I thought she was just fantastic at pissing the crowd off.
Well, maybe she doesn't go in the ring. Maybe she will, because it seems like she's like the head mistress of this group. And so to round out the group, we have Naomi, Tamina, and Summer Rae.
Yeah, because like Summer Rae and Emma
showed up on Raw.
Yeah, they were a thing, and the remnants of Team Bad in Naomi and Tamina. I can't feign it. I'm not excited. Like the match might surprise me and be pretty good. Maybe. I mean, we get to see Paige.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's going to be on the kickoff show, and it's not going to get a whole lot of time because there's like 4 matches on the kickoff show, which is like an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, even for WrestleMania, if they bump it up to like an hour and a half.
Still,
first off, that's a lot of wrestling because WrestleMania is already going to be 4 hours. So with the kickoff, that's 5 hours.
That's a whole day.
Yeah,
it's a work day of Mania.
I don't need all that. I mean, technically, I'd probably just like have an old WrestleMania on before this one, while getting pumped for it. But still, like, it's a lot of wrestling to take in.
Well, we got more to take in for the pre-show because the last match we have on the pre-show, I'm so happy it's on the pre-show, is the United States match, which is Kalisto defending his title against the big guy, Ryback.
Man, that's crazy. Last year, Cena against Rusev, with the tank.
Yep.
For the U.S. title on WrestleMania, and now it's in the pre-show.
It's funny how much changes in a year.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like this was I wanted the U.S. title to be the spectacle match, but if Kevin Owens had been booked to fight Sami Zayn, they would have been on the kickoff show probably. So at least this gets Owens at Mania.
Yeah, at first we were upset that Owens is in this ridiculous ladder match, but hey, at least he's in the main event.
Yeah, at least he's like on the actual show.
Yeah.
I don't expect an awful match. I don't expect a great match. I hope Kalisto goes over.
He better. Ryback doesn't need a U.S. title.
No, I mean, but they're like repackaging Ryback, so maybe, they think, put some gold on him, it'll help, because that's probably how they think. But whatever, I don't care how they think. I want Kalisto to go over.
Yeah. I don't want them to think. That's the problem when they think, because stuff like that happens. All right, so with the pre-show, let's get into WrestleMania 32 explosions. Oh, man, bam, boom, 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 boom. Oh, WrestleMania. Woo, all right, here we go. So the first match I'm going to talk about on the card is Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. I am so pumped for this, especially because of everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. Chris Jericho is fighting Zack Ryder. AJ came out, bothering Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho spending too much attention on AJ the entire match. Ends up losing the match to Zack Ryder. So woo, woo, woo. Congrats, Zack Ryder, for the win on Monday Night Raw. And congrats for being on Monday Night Raw. That's just awesome.
Well, he's in the IC title match. He's gotta be on
and congrats for being in the IC title match. Whoever is giving Zack Ryder the push, thank you, and keep pushing it, because I really do enjoy Zack Ryder. So basically, out of all of that, Chris Jericho called AJ Styles a stupid ass and an idiot and a dumb ass and just every type of stupid ass dumb thing you could call him, and he's gonna give him the match. He kicked the hornet's nest, and now we have Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, it was cool. The way AJ goaded Jericho into the match.
Y2 jackass, and the crowd started screaming Y2 jackass.
I'm looking forward to the match because all the matches they've had before are pretty good, and this is at WrestleMania, so I'd expect it to be better than we got at the last pay-per-view, and that was a damn good match.
And last week we said we wanted AJ to go over, and we still feel the same way.
Yeah, I still feel the same way. I haven't changed my mind. But I wouldn't be disappointed if Jericho went over. Again, that is if like the program's going to die with that. Yeah,
it all depends. But it'd be nice for Jericho to go over, because during his whole time on Raw, he had a whole speech that he's been in his 12th WrestleMania appearance, and he's won titles, and he's bled, and making it a big deal. So
It's WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania. I mean, it doesn't matter who wins. Doesn't matter which way the pendulum swings. I'm going to be happy with the winner.
Yeah, but I particularly like that spot on Raw where Jericho chose to point that out. Like, I've been here a lot. I've, won championships on this stage, and like, this is your first time here. It tells a good story of like, AJ might think he knows what he's got in store for him, but he really doesn't. Whereas Jericho's done it before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for this match.
So the next match we have on the card is for the WWE Tag Team Championship, which is your current WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day, defending their title against the League of Nations. Who cares? Who really cares? I can't even lie and try to be excited about this match. It'll probably be entertaining and fun because it's The New Day.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really don't care. The League of Nations, cool. They all got their own independent shirts now. That's fantastic. And they all stopped spinning their fingers around. And awesome. But, like, I really don't see them owning gold. And there's just too many of them. And Wade Barrett's leaving soon anyway.
Yeah. And still just... The League of Nations just weren't built up to kind of be anything. And now all of a sudden they're here to play this big foil to the New Day, and it's, you know, Bradshaw tends to try to tell that story of like, oh well, now that the New Day doesn't have the numbers game, but it doesn't matter. I'm still not intrigued. I'm not really, enjoying the story. I don't see the threat coming to the New Day as a real legitimate threat.
No, not at all.
New Day's gonna win, and the crowd's gonna go crazy, and it'll be a fun moment. We'll probably go crazy. I'm sure the match wouldn't be horrible, but I don't even know who's wrestling. I don't know if it's 3-on-4, 3-on-3.
That's what my assumption was, that it was 3-on-4, because it doesn't say like League of Nations parentheses Rusev Sheamus. It just says New Day versus League of Nations.
So it might be interesting if it's like a 4-on-3 handicap match. It'd be cool to see how they would spin that. But as of right now, just these two teams fighting each other, I'm not excited about this one. I'm not dreading it either.
No.
I'm just not pumped.
This one has to impress me.
Yeah. But in the end, I want the New Day to go over.
Oh, yeah. I don't want the League of Nations winning the title. And the next match, I don't want to see this title changing hands either. And it's for the Intercontinental title match. This is the train wreck match. So it's a ladder match for the IC title. We got Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Stardust, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, and Sin Cara.
Yeah, this match is going to be crazy.
That's a lot of wrestlers. That's 7 men, all going for the IC title. If Kevin Owens wins, it'll be a great Mania moment for him. He beat 6 other competitors to hold that title. And like we said, to boost this type of match up, since it was just made last week on Raw, we've been seeing a lot of mixed triple threat match. We've seen a lot of mixed 6-man tag matches.
Yeah, we have one on Raw this week to kind of build it up, but the crowd didn't seem like super into it. And even at the end, when it was Kevin Owens and Zayn going at it, the crowd didn't seem that pumped, which was kind of bummed me out a bit. And I also kind of could have done without the fact that Sami Zayn pinned Kevin Owens, just because it's like, really already? Like, you've kind of got that validation where you pinned the man. Usually you got to work for that, and we've already gotten that on the main roster. Like, no fanfare, no real story behind it.
Yeah, which is really weird. It doesn't mean much to people who just pay attention to Raw and SmackDown, or just Raw, but for us who watch NXT and everything like that, really, like, finally Sami Zayn got his revenge, and it was in the middle of a 6-man tag on Raw.
Yeah, it just seemed to be a shame. But as far as the match at Mania goes, I'm sure this is going to be a good match. I am pumped for this one. Of course, want Kevin Owens to retain. But this should be crazy, because the one last year was pretty nuts. Remember, Ambrose took like that crazy bump where he had to get like those staples in the back of his head. Like, these are always pretty crazy matches, and sometimes they have real scary moments, but they're always really exciting. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. As much as I wanted this one to be more of like a story between the two guys wrestling, as far as spectacle goes, I'm pretty sure this match will deliver.
So once Kevin Owens successfully retains the Intercontinental title against the other 6 competitors, we're going to be moving on to the Divas title match, which I am so looking forward to. This is an NXT match that has just been put on Wrestlemania, and it is our current WWE Divas champ, Charlotte, defending her title against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. A triple threat for the WWE Divas title. It can't get any better than that with those competitors.
No, man, this was the match we were pining for after, like, Fastlane. Actually, like, after the Royal Rumble when Sasha came in at the end. Like, we were hoping for this match at Mania, and we got it. The build has been pretty fun for the most part. This week just seemed kind of like... Like, all right, you already know what's going on. There's no point in progressing the story anymore. This is like the match that I'm probably the most excited for, actually.
Yeah, this is the one I'm most excited for on the card.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the 3 of them can do. I hope they get like 15 minutes or something like that. Like, I hope they get a decent amount of time. And in the end, I want Becky to win. I want Becky to leave WrestleMania as the WWE Divas champ.
Huh? Interesting. I want Sasha to walk out. Of course you do. I want Sasha to walk out as the champion. She's still undefeated on the main roster, according to her. And it'd be nice. I think Becky should try a little harder. And it'd be nice if Becky beat Sasha for the title, because Becky try to beat Sasha for the NXT title and couldn't. And then if she was able to beat Sasha for the Divas title, she could rub it in her face that she maybe didn't beat her in NXT, but she beat her on, the main roster for it. I would just like to see Sasha win the title. That's all.
I think that'd be cool, but I just feel like the fact that Sasha's only just kind of now shown up to like prevalence for the first time.
I agree.
I'd like her to wait a little bit longer, and I just have really enjoyed the ride with Becky since I guess the Rumble. The Rumble was the first time she challenged for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I enjoyed the ride with Becky going into that and through it, and I kind of want the payoff to be Becky. Being the champ.
I'd be fine with Becky as long as they don't do something stupid where they have a rematch and Charlotte wins it back in a rematch. And since Becky's the face, she got kind of screwed over and she didn't hold the title for that long.
Yeah, I could see that happening, and that would suck. But it'd be cool the night of and be like, oh, look awesome,
Yeah.
She busted her ass and finally got what she'd been fighting for. It's that good feel-good moment. And also at this point, we haven't booked for any title changes, so we need a title change.
Yeah, we do. No, definitely the Divas title has to change hands at Mania. Has to.
Yeah, Charlotte's had a pretty good run and it's worked, but it's somebody else's turn, and it'd be cool to see how Charlotte handles it now that she's not champ. Do you get rid of Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Because now that you're not champ, like does he do something to cost her, and you start
which I'm hoping
that story?
Which I so hope.
Yeah, so as far as like what they're gonna do in ring, I'm curious. I'm very excited for this match, but to see where they're gonna go storyline wise with it, I'm very curious for this match.
So we both agree that Charlotte doesn't walk out as a champ, but you want Becky, and I want Sasha. So we'll see what happens at WrestleMania 32. This is getting interesting. So the next match is another big deal match. And it is, here comes the money, Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell. Now, if Shane beats The Undertaker, he gets control of Raw. And if Undertaker loses to Shane, that's it. His career is over. His career is on the line at WrestleMania against Shane McMahon.
Yeah, no more Undertaker after this WrestleMania if he loses. This one started off so hot, and it's had ups and downs. It wasn't so awful coming out of Monday. It was
I enjoyed
crazy.
Monday a lot. It got me really excited for this match.
It got you really excited
it got me
for the
really
match?
excited, yeah. Because it showed Shane doing a lot, like throwing punches at Taker, jumping over him during the last ride, doing that crazy suicide elbow off the top rope onto the announce table on Undertaker. Like, it was awesome.
He barely caught Undertaker with that, though.
Undertaker did a good jump of his body to sell it at the angle the camera had it.
Yeah.
So good thing on Taker for that, but they both look great. Shane McMahon did all that, was walking away, barely walking away. Undertaker sat up after it, real angry, and it was great. It showed that Shane has no fear. Undertaker now has real reason to beat the snot out of Shane, because before the reason was Vince was saying, "Get him, you're my instrument of destruction, kill him, kill that son of a bitch," and that was it. But now Shane's attacking Taker, taking it to him,
Yeah, Shane's actually made it physical, so there's really a reason for Taker to bring it to him this Sunday. You saw the end with the throat slash and the crazy Gene Simmons tongue thing.
Yeah, and I love it. And Shane didn't get scared. All he did was point at the WrestleMania sign, I'll see you there, buddy. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to this match. When this match was first announced, I was like, yeah, I guess it's cool. But now, after what I saw, I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to it. Shane looks like he could go. I know Undertaker could do the best he can. He's definitely going to be able to carry this match. He's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. He's a veteran in the ring, so it's gonna be entertaining. I'm just curious who's gonna win, because honestly, I could see it going either way. There's no solid winner for me right now.
No, and also this is one of those matches where I could totally see it being overbooked with all these run-ins and kind of BS during the match, which I'm never really the biggest fan of, especially with a match where the stakes are so high. Control of Raw or a career. It's weird to see how they would go storyline wise, because I don't know, a part of me I don't know what the backstage situation is like, but a part of me feels like Shane wouldn't be a long-term player, so this whole control of Raw thing, it's just how long does it go on? Mm-hmm. What would they really do? And going into it, everyone felt like, this Undertaker was doing his greatest hits. This was going to be his last WrestleMania. But of course, there's talks where it's this might not be his last WrestleMania.
Yeah. He still needs to fight Cena.
Yeah, so do you balk on the stipulation where he loses at WrestleMania and then he still comes back for another one? Do you want to put a 2 on that record if you're going to keep having him wrestle. So I don't know, at least for me, I see Undertaker coming out as the victor for this.
I want Undertaker to come out the victor because it doesn't make any sense for him to be 22-2. It's already bad enough he's 22-1.
Yeah.
That annoys me still as it is. But it made for a great story because now look at Brock. You know, he's
a crazy monster.
It really solidified him as the Beast incarnate. Like, I believe it now because of him beating the streak. But if Shane does win, if he wins at WrestleMania, I'll be fine with it as long as it turns into some type of brand split. That's what the company really needs right now to get out of this staleness. And think about it. You could have Shane take Raw, you could have Steph take SmackDown, and Triple H already runs NXT. And then you have all three of them pretty much running their brands. And I would be fine with that for a while. And then you could shake things up, and then it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, anything to freshen it up. They just got to figure out something to do with that last hour to Raw. Because even Raw this week, like, it wasn't a bad go-home show. It did make me more excited to see WrestleMania, but the last hour was just kind of like, the crowd's not really that into it. The storytelling's kind of going along at a sluggish pace. I'll take an Undertaker loss for that. Shane takes control of Raw, and he's like 2 hours again.
Or just more wrestling. Just put more people on the card instead of the same people every single week.
Yeah, but it's just a lot of filler content.
Nonsense promos. Like, there were so many promos on Triple H and Stephanie's side about their world heavyweight title match against Roman Reigns that it actually hindered the match more than helped it. And Roman Reigns not being able to say a word and just being silent the whole time. Like, I really don't care about him and Triple H.
Yeah, that's been a problem with this feud, but we'll talk about that when we get to that.
Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself.
Oh,
so
we have another good match.
Oh yeah, we have another great match actually. Probably the second match I'm looking forward to at the night. But we both agree Shane Taker. But if Shane wins, then something drastic has to happen.
Yeah.
So the next match is the other match that we're looking forward to, and is the no-holds-barred street fight where Dean Ambrose will face the Beast himself, Brock Lesnar. This is going to be something else. This is going to be a fun match.
Yeah, it's like you said, the other one that I've been really excited for. I've liked the build to this match. It hasn't been outstanding, but it hasn't been bad at all. The whole like passing on of the weapons to Ambrose. Ambrose's like promos when he was in Cincinnati, the tire iron thing.
Yep.
Like I've enjoyed the build to this match, and this Monday was a really good closing segment to it because Paul Heyman came out and just worked his magic like Paul Heyman does, and made me more pumped to see this match. And it was kind of funny. Ambrose comes out with just
a radio flyer, like a heightened radio flyer with the DA on it, and ignores Lesnar the entire time, and basically just lifts up one of the ring aprons and just starts pulling all the weapons out. Chainsaw Charlie's chainsaw, the bat with the barbed wire.
Nunchucks.
Yeah, nunchucks. This is rent.
I loved when he grabbed the steel steps and put them in the thing and started walking away. But yeah, he completely ignored Brock Lesnar, which is kind of funny, to get under Brock's skin. And just like, oh, look, a no-holds-barred match, so like this is in store for you. Like, I got what they were going for, and I enjoyed it. So I'm really looking forward to the two of these guys just beating the crap out of each other on Sunday.
And it's going to be fun because Paul Heyman made a good point. He was like, Dean Ambrose could be all excited about all the weapons he has, but you just got to remember, Brock Lesnar has access to those weapons as well. So, like, he's already dangerous without them, and now you're just giving a man that's already that dangerous weapons to basically be even more dangerous. He is evolving like a Pokemon when you hand him a weapon.
Yeah, and it's just a fun dynamic to the story too, because the whole buildup has been about Dean getting the weapons. What's Dean gonna do? What's Dean gonna do? And Heyman comes along and he's like, "Hey, Brock gets those too."
Yeah, don't forget. There's two sides to every coin.
And I also love in the promo the whole like, "Oh, it's not politically correct to call them weapons." Well, that's what they are. They're weapons. Like he really sold like. These are instruments of destruction. Yes. They're going to use them on each other Sunday. So, oh man, Paul Heyman's so good. Took a match I was hyped for and really got me hyped for it.
Really got me hyped. Who do you want to go over? Me, I would like to see Dean.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Dean's come so close at so many times in the world title. Yeah. People get behind Dean, but he loses all the time. Yeah, you'd have the out. I'm sure if Dean loses, it's like, oh, he fought with all he could and... Brock will do something where he, like, hits him with a chair and cuts him in half with it. They'll protect Dean, but they've been protecting him so much. Like, what are you protecting him for? Let him win. Let him win. You protect them so when they win, it means something.
Mm-hmm. The last time he won was when he won the IC title, and that was about it.
Yeah.
But any major matches like him and Rollins for the title, no. Him and Triple H for the title, no. Him and Roman Reigns for the title, no.
Him and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the chance for the title, no. He's the one that took the pin in that match. Like, I love Dean Ambrose, but you can't turn him into a Wyatt where he's doing all this talky and then his shoulders are always down in the end. So I really want Dean Ambrose to win this match.
He has to.
Heyman can talk it off.
Yeah,
for Lesnar. So it's also kind of weird though. It's a weird boat because Lesnar's coming off. He didn't get pinned, but technically a loss at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, like, it's been a while for a big win for Lesnar, too. WrestleMania would be a big win, but I think Ambrose...
And he lost at last year's WrestleMania because Rollins won the title.
Yeah, but he didn't take the pin in that one either.
Roman Reigns took the pin, but still, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like, if Lesnar loses, it doesn't discredit Lesnar at all because it took Ambrose plus a slew of weapons, like chainsaws, to stop the Beast.
Yeah.
So that's a good story. And like
and again, Heyman would just be able to get that heat back for Lesnar.
Exactly. He'll be able to clear it up the next day on Monday Night Raw, no problem.
It'd be cool if this match closed out the show.
I wish. That would have been awesome because I think if this closed out, they could have gotten real funky, real crazy because there's no cleanup.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, normally I'm of the mindset I don't care what it is. Like, I want the world title to close out the show. It's the world title, but I don't really care about the players in the world title match. So why not Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar close it out?
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not. So the final match is the world title match, and we're finally getting to it, people. It is your current. Get that out of your face. Which is your current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Game.
It takes so long to build up his intro to say his name.
Because he deserves everything, I said. And he's going to be defending that WWE World Heavyweight title against the bum, the loser. Stop that. Roman Reigns. Now, what sucks about this match is, one, Roman Reigns hasn't really done much ever since he got his reconstructed surgery face and said anything. All he did was stop Steph about a week ago on Raw from talking and say he's going to beat her husband's ass at Mania and take his title home. That's all he said to basically pump this entire match.
In like 5 weeks.
In 5 weeks. And I love Triple H, and he's one of my favorites, but he hasn't even really helped that much as well. Him saying that he's a bloodsucker, like a vampire for the title, like he's obsessed with it, and he's always been obsessed with it, and that's why he's won it 14 times. And Roman Reigns is not going to win it because Triple H is obsessed, and he's obsessed and obsessed and obsessed, and it just didn't work out. And Roman Reigns came out, and they fought. And then Roman Reigns was going to be interviewed in the back by Renee, and then he got jumped by the Dudleys, which was
got suckered so bad.
And it was
so stupid,
dude. And it looked so cheap. It was like a blatant, like you're walking into a trap. Yeah. Like Dudley, Bubba.
I bet Renee Young was just like, "What are you doing? Yeah. Like, come on."
Shame on Renee. She should have helped him out because it's just like a dumb caveman just walking towards fire, and she should have stopped him and been like, "No, they're gonna beat you up." Look at the way Bubba Ray keeps walking back into that dark alley where Devon was there and Triple H was there, and Triple H smacked Roman Reigns' face on the title. And
yeah, I mean, it was a nice little beatdown, but I mean, we've had so many that's all the build up for this has been is beatdowns. Like, remember the story we had, like, coming out of Survivor Series into TLC with the whole family and all this kind of stuff, and it was, trying to screw Reigns over, and like that was the whole point of the Royal Rumble. The entire point of the title being on the line was to screw Roman Reigns over. It's this personal feud, and now that he's on his way to WrestleMania, fighting back for what was, technically stolen from him.
Yeah.
None of that has been mentioned. It's all been gone. He was gone for like 2 to 3 weeks in the build. It's just baffling. Like, I wasn't expecting anything great, but I was hoping for something. This is really like nothing. Beatdowns and promos from Triple H. I'll give it to him. Like, the whole obsessed thing, it worked for me because it made the title seem important at least.
Yeah,
that at least one person talking about the title.
Yeah, and if you're not tired of beatdowns. Raw ended with another beatdown of Roman Reigns and Triple H beating each other down again.
But this time it was such a big deal. The locker room had to come out.
But it was such a cheap version of when Lesnar and Taker fought.
No, because Lesnar and Taker looked like they wanted to kill each other.
Yeah, when he was like, "You're gonna have to kill me," and he was like, "I'll try," or so whatever they said to each other. And
he said, "I'm gonna kill you." And you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to. Yeah. Oh my god. Like it felt like they really hated each other. But this one, it just seems so forced with everyone running out in the back to separate them from fighting, and Roman Reigns jumping on top of all of them and showing how crazy he's gonna be at WrestleMania. It felt forced, and the New York crowd's not stupid, and even us in New York, we were just booing the crap out of Roman Reigns, and we know no one wants him to win. He doesn't deserve the title. We've said it 1,000 times over why the Men of 2000 holds feel this way. But, as much as I don't want to admit to it, Roman Reigns is going to end up probably winning the WWE World title at Mania. I don't want him to win it. I actually would rather have Triple H win it and have him hold it, have him beat him again at the next pay-per-view.
and the next.
No, and then after that, Triple H talks about how he beat Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and they're pieces of crap, and they were from The Shield, and they were so important, and then cue Seth Rollins music, and Seth Rollins comes out. And then at SummerSlam, we get Seth Rollins versus Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight title, and we're sitting there, and I get to see two of my favorite WWE wrestlers of all time battle out, and I get to see Seth Rollins win the WWE World Heavyweight title for the second time, and I finally get to see the world title change hands in front of my eyes, and I would lose my mind in Brooklyn, and that's how I want WrestleMania to end.
I'm sorry to crush all your dreams, but that's probably not how it's going to end.
It's not, but I wanted to end that way, and I hope Triple H hears this podcast.
I don't want Triple H holding it that long.
Yeah, I want him.
I don't want
to SummerSlam. He's been wrestling. We saw him live at the house show.
Think he's going to wrestle a lot? Yeah, because he's getting warmed up for WrestleMania. That's why we saw him at a house show.
And you think Roman Reigns is going to wrestle a lot if he had the title?
He's going to be on every pay-per-view at least.
Well, Triple H will be on every pay-per-view also.
Not.
Yeah, he bowed down to the king. The king of kings going to walk on the beach. Yeah, he has to walk on the beach, and he's the king of kings. He'll make sure the title's everywhere.
I really hope this match surprises me. I mean, Reigns' match last year with Brock Lesnar surprised me, but again,
with Triple H winning, that type of surprise.
No, not that type of surprise. Just as far as in-ring work and story goes. I mean, whatever. Reigns is going to go over. I kind of prepped myself for it. He'll be a 3-time champ after
Unbelievable. How is he a 3-time champ already? That's just shakes my head so much. It hurts me.
But this has really been my least favorite thing going into WrestleMania. Just the fact that this was where they decided to go, and then the build for the match itself has just been boring and uninspiring, and everything that could have been was just completely tossed out of the window. So I don't care. I don't care to hear another boring long monologue from Triple H talking. I'm stuck hearing subpar talking from Roman Reigns, whether he's the champ or not. So just put the title on him. But again, I really hope that I'm surprised and I'm at least entertained by the match, or at least I hope it has at least a really cool finishing sequence. That's what I'm expecting at the most from this match right now. Roman Reigns winning, but in a manner that makes me go, ugh, but that was a really cool finish. That's what I'm kind of hoping for.
Unfortunately, we don't have Seth Rollins to save this WrestleMania. Nope. That's what saved last WrestleMania for me, because I was like, Reigns is going to win.
And we just don't have that briefcase.
And we don't have that briefcase. I was like, Reigns is going to win. And when Rollins came in, and I was like, wait, the referee's actually letting him cash it this time. I was good. Please let him win it, please. And he won. I was like, yes, you saved Mania, Rollins. I didn't think you were going to win, because you got that awesome RKO earlier by Randy Orton. That RKO out of nowhere from the curb stomp.
God, that was fantastic.
I thought he was donezo for the night, but no, he ended the night with him holding that title over his head. And unfortunately, we don't have a run-in like that this year.
No.
But it sucks, because I know as much as you dislike Triple H right now, at least I'm excited that one of my wrestlers that I like has the title around their waist.
Yeah, at least you're excited for half the main event. I'm not excited for the main event.
I'm excited for half the main event. Once Roman wins it, I'm not excited for the title anymore.
No.
Where does he go with it? I don't care. I just hope the next person beats him faster than 5 minutes and 15 seconds, because I don't want him to hold the title for that long. I don't think he could carry the company, and they're so hard-headed, and it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Even though Cena gets booed nonstop, regardless, he still gets booed. Even the people that boo him, like me, I could even say I respect Cena.
Yeah, because
for what he does, for his work ethic, and the helping of the children, even his mic skills. He could talk on a mic. He could entertain me on a microphone from time to time. He made the U.S. title scene important. It was on the main card of Mania last year. There was a tank. It was a tank, you know. So as much as I dislike Cena, I could give him more respect than I give Reigns.
Oh, okay, so you're a classic John Cena.
No, don't get it twisted. I still hate Cena, and I'm glad he's
getting it twisted. I will not let these lies continue. Whoever said that about you, they must be stopped.
They will.
But I totally get what you're saying in comparison between the two of them.
So, you know, and where the title's going to go, I don't know. Was Cena going to come back and then beat Roman Reigns for the title?
It'd be an interesting program. It'd be something that I kind of wouldn't want to watch the match, but I'd be interested to see what the build to that
I'd be fine with that as long
like.
as Roman turns heel after that.
Yeah.
He just needs to go heel. He needs to Hollywood Hogan it up.
I think it would work for him just because I'm sure he gets frustrated by the boos and all this kind of stuff, and he'd probably be able to find a way to channel it into like his promos and make him better.
It worked for The Rock. It worked for The Rock.
Yeah, but they're hell-bent on making him a face, regardless of what they hear. Who knows what's going to happen there, but again, I expect Reigns to go over.
Mm-hmm.
If I got to pick, like, my want, I guess I want Roman Reigns to win.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I want Triple H to win. He's going to win.
No, he's not.
I'm going to have blind faith, Matt Murdock style, and I'm going to say Triple H is going to retain the WWE World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania.
And then what's going to happen is I'm going to wake you up at 3:30 in the morning and say, dude, you drank a little too much, you passed out, now you got to get up and go home. Oh, and Triple H lost.
No, I know that's a lie because I'll go and grab your face and it'll fall off like they live. That's just how it is. The first thing I'm doing is I'm reaching for your face. And I'm like, I'm holding your face. This ain't real. What do you think this is? Leatherface ending from Mortal Kombat XL? But that's it, people. That's your WrestleMania 32 card. Leatherface is not going to be there. The Rock will be there and some other people. Maybe Stone Cold. Maybe Ronda Rousey. Who knows?
Who cares?
Who cares?
I mean, sometimes those
Flo Rida will be there. Welcome to my house.
Oh, the musical segments are always the worst. But, I mean, the opening segment of WrestleMania 30 was entertaining. So, you know, if we have something along the lines of that, all right, cool. And also, I mean, it starts at 7, pre-show's at 6, so I'll be buzzed. So I'll be entertained no matter what.
Wow, it's like 5 hours of wrestling.
I don't care. I'm excited. I'm already pissed off that there's an entire work week and other dumb stuff before WrestleMania. Even Takeover. Like, I'm excited for Takeover, but because it's so close to WrestleMania, I'm like, yo, I don't care about NXT. I'm sorry.
I care.
WrestleMania.
I mean, I love WrestleMania too, but what's great about NXT, it's going to be the coming attractions to the main event. Yeah. And that's what I'm excited for.
You want to watch the previews?
Yeah, I want to see the previews.
Call NXT previews? That's messed up.
No, you know what I mean. That's what WWE thinks about them. I think NXT is actually better than WWE.
Yeah, but they don't get to go in arenas like where WrestleMania is going to be.
Yeah, they don't get to play
at AT&T Stadium. Like the set, you know, I want to see what it's going to look like.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious to see how long the ramp is going to be this year. I'm going to see what Hollywood character Triple H is. I mean, Snoop Dogg's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, so maybe he'll do like he's the Godfather of the ring, and Triple H comes out dressed like a pimp.
You really think that's gonna happen?
No, but I mean, last year he dressed up as a Terminator because of Schwarzenegger,
and now you think he's gonna be a pimp because it's.
I hope. I mean, no, I hope not.
Triple H will come down smoking golden blunts.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be cool actually, and that'd be a cool costume for a season's pass for the next WWE game.
I want to see Undertaker walk down on steam.
I want to see him wear platform shoes with fish inside of them. Like, I'm going to get you, sucker.
You want to see Undertaker do this? Yeah,
I think everyone should be like Snoop Dogg pimped out for Mania. Who knows? Maybe Snoop Dogg will be in Sasha Banks' corner.
That would bother me because then who's in Becky's corner? Then Becky's winning is even better.
Then Becky, who's in Becky's corner? Sami Zayn.
Why is he in her corner? Just because you got orange hair too?
Yeah, or Finn Balor.
That's messed up. You want to debut Finn Balor at WrestleMania like that?
As Becky's manager. That's how he gets promoted. He goes from NXT champion to Becky's manager.
There you go. You got it, WWE.
And he taps out to Flair outside in a figure 4.
Yeah, but anyway, WrestleMania is coming up. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to next week's episode already because I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Yeah, and then whatever happens at WrestleMania will spill over onto Monday Night Raw, and we'll cover that as well.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting, and then it's gonna be tough until like SummerSlam.
Well, that's when we're gonna start being more inventive with programming. And
I just mean wrestling as a whole.
Oh yeah, wrestling will be tough, but not PCW. We are getting ready for the storm of monotony and bland.
Yeah, we're stocking our basement with stuff.
Yeah, we're stocking our basement stuff. So we're going to be getting more and more interesting and more creative with PCW after WrestleMania. So be on the lookout for that. But until then, this is the end of episode 35 of Podcast Championship Wrestling. I would like to thank you all so much for sitting down or standing or walking or talking or driving, whatever you are doing, to take your time to listen to us. We greatly appreciate it. Once again, thank you. And this is Natal saying goodbye for Steve. And remember, we have 2,000 more than you.
The winners of this match, and still PCW Tag Team Champions, the men of 2,000 holds, Natal and Steve.